Well, welcome to another episode of TRX On Demand. My name is Nentarz. I'm a physical therapist and TRX master trainer, and we are here for a 30-minute all upper body recovery routine. We're going to take this recovery routine a little different than we have in the past. We're going to start with a low tempo and then build us up to an increased tempo. We'll be working on some mobility on the front end, and on the back end, we'll be working on some postural reset for our rotator cuff, for our shoulder muscles. So let's go ahead and get started, and we're gonna get started on the ground with our favorite soft tissue device. So here I have my rocker, grab a roller. We'll also need a suspension trainer yoga mat today. So as you get settled in, let's start by rocking our thoracic spine. So here I have the edge facing down with my slope side facing my hips. This allows me to support my low back by sitting on the ground and support my neck with my head, and then start to release my body. So with me, go ahead and start to work out that thoracic spine a little bit. This is going to be more of an advanced session, so we're going to go into some really moves that are not so technical, but they have a lot of detail to them that you really like. Slide down a little bit, start to work that thoracic spine. Make sure as we're here working your spine, don't just lay there, move a little bit. Start to bring some life to our bodies. Remember, that's what today's tempo is going to be about. It's going to be about starting off slow, working on some deep mobility moves, and then starting to activate the center of our body. Walk your hips down and start to raise the arms up a little bit. So now we can alternate between giving yourself a hug and opening up the chest. Here again, my hips are just supported, so I'm just working on mobility. Awesome work. Every exercise we're going to do about a minute on each side, so you don't worry about counting. I'll take care of that for us. Get those hips up, give yourself a hug. Work that area and that tissue between your shoulder blades just a little bit more. Great work. Awesome. Now we are going to follow that up with a mobility drill, and we're going to go with a basic cat-cow. So join me in a quadruped position. Put your rocker or roller off to the side, and let's begin with our hands under our shoulders and knees under the hips. Now we've all done this before, but what we want to focus on today is moving through your shoulder blades. So allow your sternum to drop towards the ground in front of you. Allow your shoulder blades to kiss together. Push through the ground. Be active with the shoulder blades first, and then round out that thoracic spine. Once you hit the thoracic spine, then allow the head and pelvis to follow. Head and pelvis come out of it. Allow the shoulder blades to sink down first. Allow the sternum to come up. Head and tail follow. So here we're doing our traditional cat-cow, but let's make it a little thoracic spine and a little scapular dominant. You can get 2 or 3 more reps. So this is the area we just released. Now we're going to take that area through motion. Great work. Excellent. Now we're going to go back to our rocker or roller, and now we're going to get the lats. We're going to be this area, this little triangle on the side of our body that's so important for shoulder mobility. So start with your rocker or roller perpendicular to your body, and then find yourself gently lying underneath the shoulder blade on that tissue of the lat. And you don't have to be crazy here. You don't have to throw your body up onto the surface. Just allow the rocker or the roller to sink into the tissue, allow it to relax. Because this is an advanced session, let's go ahead and start to move the neck while we're here too. We want to make sure we're not resting on the rib cage. Find that muscle and then start to articulate through the neck while we're here. Allowing gravity to move the head. Normally get some snap, crackle, and pops. We're enhancing the mobility of all the joints of our body here. Rotate your body over, almost like we're doing a cross friction maneuver into the tissue, which is great. So nice thing is we just give us the ability to get into that tissue and use that ridge a little bit. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get the other side. So now we have the left lat. Orientate your body so it's perpendicular to the rocker or roller. Find that tissue. A little R and R. Relax and release. Turn a mindful eye every once in a while to the breath. Make sure it's relaxed. Make sure you're allowing your body to release. Thanks for joining me today. I think it's really exciting that you spend time taking care of your body. This is so important. I know your body thanks you too. I know this area is sore for a lot of us, me included. That's why I'm really talking right now, avoiding the pain, maybe distracting you a little bit too. Awesome work. Here we are in our lat. Excellent. Go ahead and relax. So that lat is so important for our overhead position. If that lat gets tight, it's hard to get that arm free overhead. Now let's follow the soft tissue release with the stretches that we did before. We call this a C stretch. C, like my first name, Chris. So let's start with our knees wide, feet wide with the knees. We're gonna do the left side of our body first, which means I'm gonna take my left hand, place it in front of my right hand. I'm gonna corkscrew and windshield wiper my legs off to the right. Then I'm just gonna sit my body into the left side of my rib cage as I place my right arm to the ground. So join me in this position. Then think about lengthening the left side of your body and the right side of your body. Sit back. We want to make sure not to have a pinch in the front of our shoulder here. If there is one, just come out of that stretch a little bit, realign your body, and then sink sideways more. We have about 20 more seconds. This would be a good place to add a breath or two, or even walk your fingers forward. So here, I crawl my fingers forward, further lengthening that tissue in the side of my body. Great work, come on out of that. So you can see why they call it a C stretch. We're moving our body like a C, really embracing that mobility we're getting in our lat and our thoracic spine. So let's begin the other side. Knees under the hips, windshield, wiper the legs off to the left. Right arm comes in front, my left hand, sit back onto the left arm, bend that body, BAC. Move into the side of the body. Release that tension, let the hips sink away from the shoulder. Add some breath. Another good place to sort of just free the neck up. Just small little motions will do us. Lean into the side of the body. Walk those fingers forward if you want. Brace that length we're getting not only on the right side, but also the left side of the body. Great work. And let's come on, man. All right, so there we have it. A little thoracic mobility starting to bring some life to our body. Now we're gonna work on our neck a little bit more. So this is an exercise that is a great one, and it's really for the upper trap. It takes a little bit of a setup. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start, you can move the yoga mat out of the way at this point too. All right, there we are. So we're gonna start facing our anchor point with your hand in the foot cradles, and then watch what I do here. I'm actually gonna turn my body to the left. As I turn my body to the left, the right hand's gonna float behind my back, and then I'm gonna end in a comfortable position. So I'm perpendicular to the anchor point. I'm orientated a little bit away from the screen, that way you can see me better. But from here, guess what we're gonna do? Relax the head. So we're gonna add neck motion, so a little bit of maybe stretch to the left, a little bit of stretch to the right. So the suspension trainer is stabilizing my arm, and then I'm allowed to stretch my neck around that stable shoulder, which is great. So not only is this good for the neck, it's also good for some of the rotator cuff muscles of our shoulder. And we're going about 60 seconds, so get tall. Think about gravity allowing you to let the head fall. Add components of rotation and side bending as you release that neck. Good job. Let's go ahead and come out of that. We're going to come out of it by walking back, taking tension out, and then turning left facing that point again. So now, left hand is going to be in my foot cradles. We're turning our body to the right, turn the 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 body to the right. Arm will float behind, and then our head can relax away. So here you see I'm nice and square to the ankle point. I apologize about the view. Let me take the opportunity to stretch my neck. I want to make sure I'm symmetric as well. This feels good. Let the head fall away from that arm. Again, working both sides here. Not only left head, but left falling, but right falling as well. And I say falling because we want to let gravity pull the head. Use gravity to our advantage here. Get tall through the trunk, let the head fall. Great, yeah, go ahead and relax. So there we had it, our TRX upper trap stretch. Now we are going to go into another one of my favorites. It's called the long torso stretch. So we're going to start facing the anchor point. From here on out, our suspension trainer is going to be at mid-length. My apologies for not catching on that first one. I know you guys are all pros and you're ahead of me and did it anyway. But from here, we're going to be at mid-length. We're going to start left side to the anchor point with my hands extended about the height of my shoulders. From here, I'm going to split the difference with my leg. My left leg is going to come forward, my right leg goes back, and then I'm going to drop away. Okay, so here I'm dropping away, sinking my hips away from my shoulders and the anchor point along my torso to lengthen. This should look reminiscent of our C stretch. That's right. So I'm working the same muscles, but now we're a little more upright against gravity. So after we've let it stretch for about 30 seconds, let's actively come in and out of that for about 3 more reps. As we said, the tempo is going to start off slow, and then we're bringing life to our body. So move the hips, stay tall, let the hips fall away. Great work. And one more, uno mas. Great job. Good. Allow your body to relax out of it. Shake out the shoulders, take a couple deep breaths. Here we have long torso side. Stretch on the other side. This time, right leg is going to be forward, left leg is going to be back. Hands are going to be about even with my shoulders. This will allow me to fall away. So here we are falling, relaxing, holding for 30 seconds. Think about getting tall through the spine, relaxing through the hips, and let the suspension trainer do its work. Because of our pendulum principle, the suspension trainer is going to want to fight its way back towards the anchor point, so it allows me to add length to my body. This is the frontal plane stretch. The frontal plane, this sort of lateral line, is such an important line of our body. Let's come in and out of that stretch for 3 reps. Again, be a little more dynamic. Not bouncing, but moving through control. This is what we call owning your range of motion. So it's not just being able to get there, it's about being able to do something comfortably once you're there. Right? With intention, functional training. Go ahead and relax on out of it. Great job. So that was our long torso stretch. Now we're moving to thoracic mobility again. And this is going to be our thoracic rotation stretch. We're going to be side facing the anchor point again. So I'm left side facing the anchor point. Here's how we set ourselves up for this stretch. We're going to begin with our hands in the foot cradles at the position of my opposite shoulder. So my right hand's going to be on my left shoulder. Split the difference with your legs. We're going to fall away from the anchor point. And then we're going to open up with our left arm. Open it up to the chest, stabilize with the right arm. Add a breath or 2. As you exhale, fall more. Add neck rotation here. So again, feel free to look over the left and the right shoulder. Add some neck mobility. And let's come in and out of that stretch for 3 repetitions, just as we did before. So falling away, rotating. Nice and easy. So no reason really to push things here. This is a very beneficial position, and going through the movement itself is beneficial. You don't feel like you need to overly strain. And as we finish, watch this. Let's turn our bodies now to the right. So walk your feet away from the anchor point. Turn your body into the right arm, and we'll get a nice stretch in the back of the shoulder. Great work. So here we are, opening that up. We'll hold for about 30 seconds here. Another great time to add neck rotation if you want. You can really just gain this upper body to be recovered. You can hug the arm into the body as well. Good. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So here we are. Thoracic rotation. Right side facing the anchor point. Left hand is at the right shoulder. Right leg comes forward. Left leg goes back. We're going to fall away from the anchor point. Open up the arms. This is what we would call a T stretch. I'm going into what we call X factor. So my shoulders and hips are rotating a little bit. In the foundational movement world, we would call that not segment or torso rotation, but segmental rotation. Twisting. Let's get one more. Fall away. So about 30 seconds hold out of the gate, and then dynamically for 3 or 4 reps. Great job. Let's finish pulling that arm across my body. So I'm going to walk my body away, turn to the left to have the left arm come into my chest. I can hug that arm with my hand. I can work on neck motion. You do you. Find the spot that feels tight. No pinch in the shoulder though. Less is more. All right. Great work. So there we have T-spine mobility with a little posterior shoulder stretch. Now, we're ramping things up a little bit. This will be the last sort of easy one of the day, and it's going to be our facing away wall slides. This is, again, a great mobility drill where we're going to place our hands in the foot cradles, facing away from the anchor point. We're going to bring the arms to 90 degrees. So my elbow is bent to 90 as well as my arm is 90 degrees to my torso. And then from here, it doesn't matter which leg, take a small step forward with one, step back with the other. Shoulders down and back. And let's be active. So let's start to move these arms up a little bit. As you pull the arms down, think about pulling the elbows to the hip pocket, getting tall for the head. Try not to arch the back too much when I have the ribs tucked towards the pelvis and the pelvis is underneath us. So here, bring some life to those arms. Pull down and back. Reset that scapular position. Open up to the top. If this feels good, you have permission to start to lean forward with the sternum a little bit. Just if you do that, settle the back heel. Good job. Let's go ahead and switch legs. Really get into that stretch now. Drop the heel, pelvis underneath you, rib cage down. Tall through the top of the head. Facing away, variation of a wall slide. This is great, so we're getting our chest, we're getting our hip flexor, we're getting our entire core activated as well. Now you guessed it, you know what's next. Now, same shtick, facing the anchor point, hands in the foot cradles. So this is my facing wall slides, okay? First things first, begin with your elbows at the height of your shoulder. Set yourself up. If you need to walk your body forward or backwards a little bit so your arms are in front of you and you're comfortable, that's great. If today's a good day for me, I'm gonna walk forward a little bit so my arms are even with my body, okay? Feet together. We're gonna go both arms pressing over the head. We have 5 reps here. So think about pulling the elbows down and pressing up and back. Trying to stay wide and proud through the arms. Almost making like a wide motion with the arms. Think about the thumbs coming behind you. Shoulder blades are down and back. Rib cage is down. Give me a tremendous amount of tension here. Press back against those foot cradles as hard as you can for 10 seconds. Press back hard. Pull the rib cage down. Hard, pull yourself forward. Chest comes up, head gets tall. Hold, 3, press, 2, and relax. That is the 1. Great job starting to light up those muscles in the back of our shoulder. All right, excellent. So we're keeping the tempo up here a little bit. We just finished our facing wall slides to activate the shoulder. Now we're gonna go bottoms up squat. So watch me for 1 rep. It looks like this. I'm gonna start off almost in my low row position, but then I'm gonna drop down into my squat, keeping my bottom down. I'm gonna pull myself forward a little bit. I'm gonna drop out and then press up through the legs. Now we're gonna change it a little bit and geekify it, but let's go ahead and get there. Starting with your anchor point, set your plank, extend the arms behind you, drop down into the squat, pull yourself forward. All right, we're gonna get about 4 or 5 reps here before we change it. Take this opportunity to breathe. Take this opportunity to set your intention, let your heels settle, focus on your motion. Extend the arms, shoulder blades down and back, drop through the hips. Pull yourself forward with the ankles. Now, your next rep, hold yourself at the bottom, pull yourself up. We're gonna scrub through our hips. So we're gonna scrub the hips, opening up the ankle, and of course the hips. Let's make some circles. So move your body in a little circular fashion. Unload your body so your legs can be free to move. Like I said, this is an upper body dominant recovery session, but it doesn't mean we want to cheat our legs. Your shoulder blades down and back. Scrub those hips, stomp your feet, press up to the ground, and relax. So there we have it, a bottoms up squat. Now we are going to do a bottoms up squat with a press. What do we mean by that? Let's do it together. We're going to get to the bottom of our squat. So start with your body facing the anchor point, shoulders blades down and back. Extend those arms, get to the bottom of your squat. Find a comfortable stance. Press to the ground. Now, we're gonna press with the right arm. So right arm, we're gonna press up and out to the side and then come back. We're pressing up and out. Now, we're not going overhead. This is almost a little bit more of a side press, or what we call in the physical therapy world, the plane of the scapula or scaption. And as we do this, we're really establishing good spine position, good activation in the shoulder, and go ahead and relax out of it. And good depth in our squat, which is good, okay? We're gonna do the same thing, but a little bit different. Watch me for a rep. So now I'm starting in that press position, right? My hands on the handles, squat position. So now as I go down, my arms are gonna go up. As I go down, my arms are gonna go up. And we're gonna pull ourselves up. All right, so what do you think? Let's get set up. Start facing your anchor point. Give me a wide squat stance with your toes out. Let's allow that squat depth to be a little easy. Shoulders are down and back. We're starting in this position, strong position here. So we're gonna press up over the head. So we're going 10 reps. So drop down and press. This is rep number 1. Now as we do this, and then pull yourself up, I want you to start to really think about these handles weighing 100 pounds each. And how much force would you have to develop to press that 100 pounds in each hand over your head as you're squatting? Shoulder blades are down and back. Heart rate should be coming up a little bit. Core should be activated. Really press those hands back. One more good one. Those shoulders. Push back hard. Come on. Dig in. And relax. Great job. Great job. Overhead squat. Hands in the foot cradles. Let's keep this heart rate up a little bit. We have 10 reps. Press through, drop down. Okay? We have a couple more exercises left. We're almost done. Just because it's recovery routine doesn't mean we're not going to work a little bit. So yes, this was active recovery. Yes, it's not time off. But we're just training all the little muscles of our shoulder. We're training the joints to be mobile. We're training the core in an appropriate way that is going to drive better function and drive performance. That's what we want out of those recovery sections. Great job. Finishing forward lunge with chest opener. We have 5 on each side. So starting here, head up, chest up, dropping down. Open up that chest. Press back. Drop down. Think about how free and loose you feel right now. Notice how those arms are just floating behind us. Started off with some joint mobility. We released some of the soft tissue. We turned on the core of the shoulder. And we released the muscles around our neck. And we ramped up our bodies. So that way you're prepared to go. So this is a little bit of a posture reset. It's a little bit of a recovery workout. You know what? This is also a great workout to do before an upper body lift. So there you have it. Was our intermediate upper body workout using the straps and the rocker. Again, this is Nentarz, and I really appreciate you being here today, and we'll see you next time on TRX On Demand.